talking about EV charging infrastructure, because I think when we're talking about electric vehicles, the infrastructure is as important, right? And we are also seeing a lot of projects in the US. Maybe that's a different conversation on these types of infrastructure and projects getting a lot of pushback. Lots of contradictions there. However, we see that this infrastructure is rapidly evolving, right? How do you approach designing for future needs of customers, as this might be expanding in some areas or in regions of the world while meeting customer needs and expectations at Monta? How do you balance those two words that could be contradictory at some point?
Exactly. They can both be contradictory in the global sense, but also even in the local sense. So EV adoption, let's say just vehicles in general, are a very personal asset, right? It's their status symbols in society. They're a massive cost for a person or a family. They come with maintenance. It's not a one-off purchase, right? It's a daily life cycle. It's a lifestyle product, right? And so trying to dictate what is now good and bad for a lifestyle product is very hard, right? It becomes political, becomes social, becomes socioeconomic very, very fast. And EVs used to be so expensive that they were more expensive and therefore became a status symbol of their own.
Exactly.
So our approach for adoption, our approach for marketing, our approach for research is hyper local. Okay. So like in Norway, 90% of all cars sold in the last 12 months were EVs. In Denmark, which is also known to be super high for adoption, is already all the way down to around 40 to 50%. Then you go to Germany, it's at 14%. And then the rest of Europe is, below 10. The US is barely at 7 or 8. So it's going to take a very long time for people to want to buy a new car in this economy, want it to be an EV car, want to take a risk on a purchase of this size, and then also be dictated individual little steps of how to use it when they know already every single thing about the experience of the other car types.